Welcome back. After the chilling response to our last video, we realized that the world is far more fragile than we think. Sometimes people don't just get lost, they vanish into the gaps between seconds. Today, we bring you part 2 of the most terrifying unexplained disappearances. From a child who vanished in a house full of people, to a plane that landed with everyone missing. These cases will stay with you long after the video ends. Make sure you're not alone. Let's dive back into the void. In 1982, 6-year-old Toby was playing hide and seek with his cousins during a family reunion in a remote lodge. The house was surrounded by high fences and every door was deadbolted. Toby ran into the library and slammed the heavy oak door shut. His cousins were right behind him, only 3 seconds away. When they opened the door, the library was empty. The room had no other exits. The windows were screwed shut from the outside for the winter. The family tore the room apart, ripping up floorboards and searching behind bookshelves. Toby was gone. But for the next 48 hours, the family heard his voice. He sounded like he was standing right next to them, crying for his mother, but the sound was muffled, as if coming from behind a thick layer of glass. Every time they followed the sound, it shifted to another corner of the house. On the 3rd day, the voice stopped. Toby was never found, but 30 years later, the new owners found a small 1980 sneaker sealed inside the library's solid brick wall during a renovation. This is one of the most controversial legends of the sky. In 1955, a Pan-American flight took off from New York with 57 passengers headed for Miami. It never arrived. Despite a massive search, not a single piece of debris was found. The plane was officially declared lost. 37 years later, in 1992, air traffic controllers in Caracas, Venezuela, saw a blip on their radar that shouldn't have been there. Out of the clouds emerged an old Douglas DC-4, a model that hadn't been in service for decades. The pilot's voice over the radio sounded terrified. "Where are we? We were supposed to land in Miami on July 2nd, 1955. The ground crew watched in shock as the plane landed. The passengers were staring out the windows, their faces pressed against the glass, looking completely unaged. But before anyone could approach, the pilot panicked at the sight of the modern jet engines on the runway. He took off again immediately, disappearing back into the clouds. The only thing left behind on the tarmac was a small pocket calendar from 1955. The plane and everyone on it was never seen again. In 1923, a group of travelers in Brazil arrived at the small, isolated village of Rio Verde. Expecting a bustling community of 600 people, they found a ghost town. But this wasn't a slow abandonment. It looked like the entire population had vanished in a single minute. Food
was still steaming on the kitchen tables. Half-written letters sat on desks. In the local school, the teacher's book was open, and on the chalkboard a single sentence was written in fresh chalk. "There is no salvation." The most disturbing part? The villagers' weapons, shotguns and pistols, were all found left behind, but every single one of them had been fired recently. There were no bodies, no blood, and no signs of a struggle. Police spent months searching the surrounding jungle, but 600 people don't just walk into the rainforest and disappear without leaving a single footprint. To this day, the site is avoided by locals who claim that on certain nights you can hear the sound of 600 people breathing in unison from the empty houses. Sometimes the world just blinks and we fall through the cracks. Which of these cases kept you staring at the shadows? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't seen part 1, check it out on the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep the mysteries alive. Stay safe and try to stay where we can see you.